Welcome to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and KRDP 90.7 FM. Later in the show, we'll learn about the upcoming Missing and Murdered Indigenous Peoples Day at Mesa Community College. And we'll chat with Chef Denella Belin. But right now, Susan Levy talks with Lieutenant Commander Tincy Maroor, pharmacist at Phoenix Indian Medical Center.
I'm Susan Levy, and in the studio with us today is Lieutenant Commander Tincy Maroor, pharmacist at Phoenix Indian Medical Center, who's here to tell us about Drug Take-Back Day, which is happening at the Phoenix Indian Medical Center on Saturday, April 22nd. Welcome, Lieutenant Commander Maroor. It's an honor to have you on our show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Very exciting.
Well, welcome. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I work at the Phoenix Indian Medical Center as a clinical pharmacist, and I do a lot of the pain and substance abuse efforts that we have at the hospital. And for IHS, I'm one of the substance abuse education leads.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you know a lot about this topic.
Yes.
About Drug Take-Back Day.
How important it is.
So what is Drug Take-Back Day for our listeners that are not familiar with this?
So the National Drug Take-Back Day, it happens twice a year, and it happens all over the country to encourage people to clean out their medicine cabinets and get rid of old, unused, and expired medications. And the Phoenix Indian Medical Center and community partners like the Phoenix Police Department, the Phoenix Indian Center, the Urban Indian Coalition of Arizona, and the DEA are working together to host a collection site at PIMC on Saturday, April 22nd. And this year, in addition to safely getting rid of old and unused medications, we're also going to have pharmacists and first responders that are available to provide education on medication safety, addressing questions on opioid overdose prevention and naloxone, and just answering general questions about your medications.
Wow, you guys are going to have a lot going on that day. It's pretty cool. I've been to it, and it's a great event. I always like looking at the big box of all the pills that have been collected and that are going to be destroyed. I don't know. That's one of my highlights. Anyway, so why is Drug Take-Back Day important?
So it's really important because it helps to remove old and unused and expired medications from the homes of individuals and community members. And it really helps to prevent a lot of medication errors and misuse and even accidental overdose that can happen. And really by removing unnecessary medications from a home that are no longer being used, it really helps prevent children, pets, acquaintances, and even individuals that have substance use disorder from taking medications. And it can really save a life and help combat the opioid epidemic.
Drug Take-Back Day is super important. So how can you tell if someone in your household is using medications that weren't prescribed for them?
Yeah, great question. So a lot of times, medications will be missing from where you stored them, or you may notice that you're running out before you should. And it's really important to store the medications appropriately and in a place where others, like pets, children, teenagers, cannot get into them, such as a lockbox. So it's especially important for controlled substances, which have additional risk of overdose and abuse potential.
So where can you get like a lockbox or lock bag to protect the medicines and make sure that other people aren't taking them?
Yeah, these are readily available. You can find them on places like Amazon. No prescription needed, and you can just kind of browse through, and you can even purchase them on your own.
Okay, so just ask, if you go to a pharmacy, you would ask like the pharmacist where they are?
Yeah, you could. Smaller pharmacies like Walgreens and things like that may not have it, but maybe at larger retail stores where pharmacies attached, like Walmart, may be able to carry them.
Okay, cool. Good tip. All right. So when and where will Drug Take-Back Day take place? I know you said it's at Phoenix Indian Medical Center on Saturday, April 22nd. So it's coming up. And what time is it going to be?
Yeah, it'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we're located at the northwest corner of 16th Street and Indian School in Phoenix, and it will be a drive-through event right in front of the main hospital entrance.
Okay, awesome. Very convenient, right?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty easy to get there and drive through and learn about everything. So who can attend? Is it open to anybody?
Yeah, it's open to anyone in the community. Anyone can stop by and drop off any old, unused, and expired prescriptions and even over-the-counter medications.
So does this mean I can bring, like, liquids?
That's a great question. So there are certain medications that we won't be able to accept, which includes liquid medications, creams and ointments, inhalers, aerosols, and the needles. Those are the items that we won't be able to take. And if they are medications that have prescription labels on it, it's best to try to remove all the personal health information from the medication bottles that are being brought in. And if you cannot remove the labels, you can block out the name, address, prescription number, and any patient identifiers by using a black permanent marker.
Okay, can I circle back to what if I have liquids? What do I do with those?
Yeah, it's really important if there's no drug take back day going on to know how to dispose of your medication safely. So one thing is that a lot of the liquids that you can just take off all the information and dispose of it in a trash, or if it's on a flush list, which you can find at the DEA website, it gives you a list of medications where you maybe don't want to throw it in the trash because if somebody got to it, there's a high risk of them having an overdose or it harming them, but there's a very low environmental risk. So anything that's on the flush list can be flushed down the toilet. Other medications like liquids can be take off all your patient information and throw it away in the trash. Now, if we're talking about tablets that you still have in the home, you can mix it in cat litter or coffee grinds and then throw it away in the trash.
Okay, and then what you mentioned, ointments and creams.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I have a lot of ointments and creams for my dog, for her ears. So what would I do with that stuff if it's expired?
So that's a great question. Those you can also either, if it's, you can just throw it in the trash, or there are certain drug take-back sites that if you go to the drug take-back website, you can find a location, and some of those locations may be able to take creams and ointments. But if you go to the website, and it'll give you a list of locations that are available year-round, and you can call them and see if they're able to take the creams and ointments.
So what's the website?
It's www.dea.gov/takebackday.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's see. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Drug Take Back Day? Sounds like it's going to be a great event, as always. I know there's hundreds of people that drive through. It's fun. I've been there a lot of times. It's a great event. You guys do such a great job at PIMC.
We love hosting it. It's really great, especially for us as pharmacists, to be able to engage with the community and kind of educate on medications. But another really exciting thing that we'll have this year is that we're going to be introducing a nonprofit organization called Free Bikes for Kids. And they're going to be accepting bikes for all ages, and the bikes can be in any shape or form. And if you have a bike or two to donate, you can drop it off at this event from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the volunteers from Free Bikes for Kids will fix them up and give them back to kids in need. So there's going to be 3 sites to drop off bikes throughout the weekend, and PIMC is one of those sites. So please do bring your unused bikes so they can use again.
Can I ask one more question?
Of course.
So you mentioned needles. So what happens if people need to dispose of their needles?
So with
sharps containers, what do you do in that case?
You usually want to call your local trash department, and every county probably has different instructions. But with needles, you always want to dispose of it in any type, like a sharps container. But if you can't access an actual sharps container, you can even use an empty milk jug. And just once it's filled up, then you'll call your sanitation department for your local area and just ask them how they would like you to dispose of it, and follow those instructions.
Okay. We were just talking about this the other day, and we were thinking, like, somebody said salad dressing bottle. Somebody else thought a coffee can, and then taping it and then marking needles inside, caution. Okay.
Yeah.
So check with your local municipality on how to dispose of needles. Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, cool. Since I have a terrible memory, let me just make sure I've got all the details. Drug Take Back Day is at Phoenix Indian Medical Center, PIMC, 16th Street and Indian School, Saturday, April 22nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Drive-through, great opportunity to clean out your house and your cabinets, medicine cabinets, and get rid of all your old stuff. And it's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. Been there and dropped off meds. So thank you so much for coming on today. It's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to being there on Saturday, April 22nd.
Thank you, Susie. We hope to see many of our community members there, and thank you for having us today.
Yep, absolutely. It's been fun.
Coming up, we'll learn about the upcoming Missing and Murdered Indigenous Peoples Day at Mesa Community College. Support for KRDP 90.7 FM comes in part from Native Health, with 2 locations in Phoenix, 4041 North Central Avenue, Building C near the corner of Central Avenue and Indian School Road, and at 2423 West Dunlap Avenue. Native Health is also located in Mesa at 777 West Southern Avenue, near the corner of Southern Avenue and Extension Road. Native Health provides primary medical, dental, behavioral health, WIC, and wellness services for the urban Native American community. For more information, call 602-279-5262 or visit our webpage at nativehealthphoenix.org.
Welcome back to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and KRDP 90.7 FM. I'm Susan Levy, and in the studio with us today is Amber Means and Lehua Dosela with the Intertribal Student Organization at Mesa Community College, and they're here to tell us about the upcoming Missing and Murdered Indigenous Peoples Day at Mesa Community College. Welcome. We're so excited to have you here and learn more about what you're up to.
Yeah, we're super excited to be here today.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Yep, I'm excited to learn about what you're going to do. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourselves and your backgrounds?
Well, my name is Amber Means. I'm Hopi from the village of Walpi, and my clan is Pakapwangwa, which is reed bamboo. I'm also Oglala Lakota, and I currently study social work and will be graduating from MCC in May. And then I will be transferring over to ASU. To get my bachelor's. Done. Yep.
Like another month. That's congratulations.
And I'm Lehua. I'm Akimuratam, Apache, and Navajo. I'm from the Gila River Indian community from Co-op Village in District 6. And I attend Mesa Community College where I major in fire science. And with that, I plan to help my community by serving as a firefighter after.
Well, welcome. That's awesome. You guys are both off to great futures and doing some really interesting things, firefighting and social work. Very important. So tell us a little bit about what you do at the Intertribal Student Organization at Mesa Community College. What is that?
So I am currently hold the president position for Intertribal Student Organization, and we're a club at MCC. And so ISO primarily made up of American Indian students. We focus on enhancing cultural awareness on campus, as well as building leadership skills, community involvement, and creating a family environment. A lot of our club members are very close, and I really enjoy that about them because they really support each other in academically, just everything.
How many, so anybody can join if they're a student, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anybody. You don't have to be like Native American.
Okay.
Anyone can join, but.
Okay. And how many members do you have?
We have like a little over 20.
Okay. And then you all are planning, I know you've got a Missing and Murdered Indigenous Peoples Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this something that, so it's the ISO putting this on, right? And what's the goal with this event? Is it awareness or?
Yeah, it's to bring awareness to the missing and murdered Indigenous people because Native American women and men are being forgotten and their voices aren't being brought to attention.
So it's something that you're all putting on. And when is this?
So this will be held May 4th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. At the Mesa Community College campus in the MU patio. So, yeah, it's a 3-hour event.
And what are you planning on doing during the event?
We plan on having keynote speakers that speak on their personal experiences on if they've experienced it or if they have family members who have gone through that type of situation, and just being there for one another. And we'll also have displays of red clothing in the library, which will bring awareness even more to people who visit that area and allow them to also have a chance to look at the books that talk about missing and murdered Indigenous peoples.
And I think it's important, especially, I am sure a large part of the student body, unfortunately, doesn't know anything about it, doesn't know what MMIP Day is, doesn't know why it's held, or doesn't know anything about it. So I think that's a great thing that you're all doing this and bringing awareness to the general population of MCC, as well as the as your fellow students and professors and everything else on campus. Really important. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in town, and I think yours is one of the only things that I've seen so far at a community college. So hats off to you both for organizing and doing this. I know it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it was a team effort with all of our officers. We planned it we wanted it to be done before finals. Because we are college students.
You're college students, and MMIP Day is right around the corner anyway. So how does this affect you? I mean, do you think I know you think that it's obviously a very important topic to bring awareness. What do you hope that other students are going to get out of this? So let's say non-native students. Are you hoping just that they learn more, or do you have a goal in mind?
Honestly, them learning more would be just like the borderline, the baseline of it.
You like more.
But
yeah,
it would be nice if they were to become an advocate and bring more awareness to it. And posting it even just on their social medias would be a good start too.
Right. The more people that know, and I think the more people that bring attention to this topic because they don't know, I think it's super important. That's just my opinion. What speakers do you have lined up for MMIP Day on May 4th?
So our keynote speaker will be Valora Imus. She's the founder and executive director of Hungwungsi Consulting. We'll also have Raymond Mesa, it'll be a survivor story. And we'll also have Brandon Nasanhoya, co-founder and Men Youth Services of Hungwungsi Consulting.
We've talked to Valora before. She's amazing. She has so much incredible knowledge about trafficking, MMIP, every topic like that. Incredibly well respected. Good job for getting her.
She's going to be coming to our general meeting, which we hold on Thursdays at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So we're really excited for that. She's going to be informing us with more information so we can be prepared for this event.
That's great. You guys are doing such a great job. I'm impressed. So, again, the event is, what day of the week is May 4th?
Thursday,
May 4th. And it's Missing and Murdered Indigenous Peoples Day at Mesa Community College. And you said it's on the patio at the Memorial Union?
MU Patio.
Patio. And you're going to have speakers?
Yep.
And it's at 11 o'clock?
11 to 1.
11 to 1. And is this open to anybody in the community or just students?
Yes, it's open to everybody.
Okay.
We're hoping more students at MCC come so they can become more aware, more engaged with what's going on. Because like you said before, no, they're not aware of it.
They're not aware. And then are you going to be posting this on your social media?
Yes, we plan to post it. We've already kind of posted a flyer for it, but we plan to hopefully go live for a portion of it.
Okay, and that'll be on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or what? Which platform?
It would be on our Instagram.
Just on your Instagram? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys do a great job with your social media. Do you guys have any other events planned, or what does the ISO usually do? Is it social, or do you do community projects?
We do a lot of social and community. A lot of our stuff have been primarily community. So last semester we had our Orange Shirt Day.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also had our
Elders Luncheon and Seeds of Wisdom.
Oh, I remember
which brought
that too.
in elders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had our Skolden Market.
I remember that too. You guys have been super active. So now that you're both graduating, what's
Well, she's graduating this spring, and I'm hopefully in the fall.
Okay, so you're taking over, sort of?
Yeah, kind of. Well, I hold the position of public relations, so
Okay.
I just post on the social medias.
Okay.
She's very good at it.
You are awesome. I see your stuff everywhere, so good job. So you're going to kind of do the same thing next year?
Yeah, and we hope to do a little bit more, since this is just us starting again, because this club has kind of went away for a little bit. The last time we hosted the powwow, which we had last weekend, or this past weekend, was back in 2017. So we just want to be able to host more events the following year.
I think you guys have done a tremendous job. So for people that don't know, what was Orange Shirt Day? I know we're off topic because we're supposed to be talking about MMIP, but what's Orange Shirt Day for people that don't know? And when is that?
It's Every Child Matters, and it's on September 30th. And we hosted this event to honor Indigenous children who went through residential schools and never made it back to their homes, or if they did, then they still had to deal with that trauma that was brought on from the schools.
And so are you planning, I know you did something last year, are you planning on doing something again this fall with that?
Yes.
And so kind of doing the cycle again with all the different programs that you did last year and, and adding more?
Yeah, it was based on that a little bit. That's where we got the idea of doing the MMIP event.
You guys do such a great job. So if anybody, again, wants to join the ISO, how do they do that? How do they find out about that?
They can contact us via our Instagram at intertribal_MCC, or they can email us at iso@mesacc.edu.
Okay. And then that's just like a general mailbox, and you'll answer that if someone's interested in joining. And they do have to be an MCC student?
Yes, they do have to be
to belong
MCC
to the ISO.
student.
And I know we're almost out of time, so I've got two quick questions. The event is what day?
May 4th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
At Mesa Community College.
Yep, at the MU patio.
Okay. And finally, how would somebody reach you or get more information about the event?
So they can message us and follow us on our Instagram, which is intertribal_MCC. They can also email us at iso@mesacc.edu.
It was so nice to have you both here. I learned a lot. I'm super impressed. You're doing so many great things for the community and making such a difference. So good luck in your going on and your forestry and your social work. I know you're going to do great things.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Up next, we'll chat with Chef Denella Belin. Support for KRDP 90.7 FM comes in part from Native Health, with 2 locations in Phoenix, 4041 North Central Avenue, Building C near the corner of Central Avenue and Indian School Road, and at 2423 West Dunlap Avenue. Native Health is also located in Mesa at 777 West Southern Avenue, near the corner of Southern Avenue and Extension Road. Native Health's patient enrollment specialists can help you enroll, renew, or update your access information. This can be done in person, on the phone, or via Zoom, days, nights, or weekends. It's fast, easy, and can make a difference in keeping your health care coverage. For more information, call 602-285-9492.
Welcome back to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and KRDP 90.7 FM. I'm Susan Levy, and in the studio today with us is Chef Denella Belin, culinary entrepreneur and culinarian in focus of French classical cuisine and Native American cuisine. Hello, Denella. It's an honor to have you on our show and have you back. I always love seeing you.
Thank you, Susan. It's nice to be here. Thank you.
You're so awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Denella, and I'm Navajo, and I come from Tuba City. And I am Kia'ani, Bipatoni, and Tedeskushni are my paternal and maternal clans. And I am a mom, and I am a mom to 5 kiddos. And I'm also a wife to my husband, Leland, and we've resided here in Phoenix for about 15 years now.
Oh my gosh, I think I've known you like close to 15 years.
Yeah.
So I know you've been a chef for, I think, a really long time. So can you tell me, what's your culinary history and why did you get interested in cooking? Or how did you get interested in cooking?
I've been introduced to the food industry when I was very young. My mother was a food vendor in Tuba City, and at a young age, our responsibility was to clean after her and to help her cook, and in a lot of cases, it was just selling burritos. So with that, I've been exposed to the food world, and when I left the reservation, I wasn't sure where to be, what my job is going to be, so I landed a position as a server. And when I was introduced into the culinary world as a server, I realized at that point that's where I want to be. So I ventured off to the Valley and I attended Scottsdale Culinary Institute, and completely blinded by the education and the French terms that they have taught us, the techniques. Coming off the reservation is completely foreign. But I attended and I finished, and like they said, just go to a kitchen and work. So that's exactly what I did. And I traveled to the various kitchens in here in the Valley, and I just fell in love with it. Now I want more in fine dining. I want to challenge my mind and my skill set.
So do you ever incorporate any kind of indigenous ingredients into your cooking?
I do. It's just been recent, the past 5 years, I've reintroduced myself to what my ancestors have done. And it's more of a recall memory of my grandmother's techniques and how she put us on the cornfield and how she exposed us to that world when we were young. And so those same techniques, mentality, I had to reintroduce. And I did that here at the Native Health Community Garden.
I know, I remember that. So what kind of indigenous ingredients have you been using or reintroducing or in your cooking?
Right now I focus on blue corn, and I think that's just very versatile in a lot of our ingredients. But I'm also exposed to the O'odham Nation food, ancestral food system, which right now is the temporary beans and the wheat berries are very, very versatile too. So those are the ingredients I like to use right now.
Okay, and you said they're pretty versatile, right? You can do
Yes.
lots of stuff with them.
I can do lots of stuff.
I
with
know
them.
you recently did the blue corn mush parfait at our prayer walk a few weeks
Yes.
ago, and I heard like such rave reviews about
Yes.
it. It was really good, I should
Thank
say.
you.
I had a few
Thank
of
you.
those. They were really good.
Yes.
And the cookies that you did were also fabulous.
Yes. The cookies I like to brag about because they're what I call my super cookies. They carry a lot of the health benefits that a granola bar could carry. And it gives you the energy. It doesn't bring you down. It's very healthy in a way when you eat it and when you think about the ingredients.
And what was in that?
Well, I have wheat flour, I have flaxseed, I have oats, and then I have blue corn. Then I have some juniper ash applied to it. So all those food combinations, they all have good benefits to our body.
That's awesome. Okay. So do you recommend or you think people should incorporate local indigenous foods into their diet?
Yes.
Is that easy to do?
It's not, because our cooking knowledge with those ingredients are very traditional, and sometimes us younger generation feel challenged when we see it because we don't really carry the mentality our grandparents carried or our parents carry. So at a young generation, we're so influenced by our modern diet. Being introduced to something in your kitchens, in your mom's kitchen is very hard to touch sometimes. At least that's how I feel. So right now my job is to reintroduce that character, because we all carry it. We all carry that mentality that our ancestors put into us. We just got to almost refine it. So with the younger generation, they be more exposed to it and being educated on it. They can definitely feel more comfortable to utilize it.
Are you teaching your kids how to use some of those local indigenous ingredients?
Yes. They love to cook. Yes.
Do you, I know there's a couple producers in town, like Ramona Farms and a few other places, but is it generally difficult to try to find some of those?
It is.
Okay.
I know Whole Foods right now carries the product, not so much Sprouts no more. And it could just be in different regions. But it would be best to visit those co-ops and Ramona Farms to directly buy from them.
Okay. So do you enjoy experimenting with local indigenous foods? Like the tepary beans and the wheat berries and the blue corn?
Like I said, our food is very, in a lot of cases, people describe it bland. But the beauty of being a chef is that as long as you know your flavors and you know what might go with what, I take the tepary bean, I take the blue corn, I take the wheat berry, I take those as a plain sheet of paper, if you will. And I just pile flavors on top. And when I know that's all I need, and in a lot of cases, it's just 2-3 items, and it makes a perfect dish to me.
So they could be sweet or savory.
It could be.
Since it's plain, you said. Mm-hmm. You can make it go either way or both ways.
Yes. And my goal is to utilize natural sugars and natural food products all the way around. That's ultimately my goal. It's sometimes hard. It's sometimes challenging. But again, a lot of new flavors that come out are still seen bland. But then there's a little bit of elevation to it when you actually see it in perspective of it being a plain white paper, if you will.
But I like how you mix, like, with the blue corn parfait that you did for us, how you mixed, like, fresh fruits and vegetables with the yogurt. So you kind of did, like, a contemporary twist on it.
Yes.
And people really liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the way that you play with flavors and recipes and ingredients, that you're always kind of doing a contemporary flair and doing a twist.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it's the blue corn parfaits, it actually brings a lot of conversations, because it's like, wait a minute, wait, what? And blue corn parfait, the blue corn is our base of all of it. And you just, again, you use the basic fruits, veggies in that case, just to top over it. And you don't need much to flavor any of it, because our fruit is already sweet itself. So.
Okay, that's good. Then you don't need any extra sugar or anything else. No. So I have to ask, it's like asking your favorite child, but what's your favorite indigenous recipe?
I just did a dinner for 8 people, and I realized at that point I really, really like my tepary bean.
What'd you make?
I did a tepary bean relish that's going to go on top of their bison New York. So
what goes in this relish, or can you not tell me?
I used a basic vinaigrette. In that case, I did a prickly pear, and I did peppers, and I did onions. And I made it more of a savory, so it was very straightforward. There was really not much to it.
And I'm sure people loved it. Yeah, but when you say it's pretty easy and straightforward, that's because you're a classically trained chef.
Nope.
And for those of us that are not, that have minimal cooking skills, it would be quite a bit harder.
Yes, but
like I wouldn't be able to do that.
But just like I did to my kids, I show them 2-3 times. I give them the ingredients, the basic ingredients of a vinaigrette. I put it on the table, and then they can easily just sample something on their own, as long as they have the 1, 2, 3 skills to do it. And that's what I do also, is I do cooking demos to the youth, so I can show them.
Okay, but you're also a super chef, so let's just say that. So I have a question. So if people are interested in dabbling, like, in indigenous recipes and cooking, do you have like a website or a place that people can go to look up indigenous recipes or cookbooks, or what do you recommend that they do to do some research and some looking?
Well, Right now, my own research comes from my family. I reached out to particular people about what kind of ingredients were utilized back when we were younger, and I venture off of that. And then I also follow what I call them as my mentors right now, and that's just the local chefs community that are focused on Indigenous foods. And I kind of watch them and listen to them and see what their goals are, how they portray their plating, or how they utilize their ingredients. Because if you really listen to them, you actually can hear and feel the value they have. And then you just connect your own value to that. Then there's other cookbooks that are out and available. Right now, there are plenty of chefs that utilize these Indigenous ingredients, and not just what we've mentioned, but there's a wider variety out there that they use. So it's about of being connected to the community and utilizing their food.
So I know you said people can do research and find different Indigenous cookbooks and recipes, and I know that you kind of think outside the box and do a lot of experimenting, I guess.
Yeah.
And trying different things.
Everything I do is created by me, meaning that I sit and think about the ingredients, what my flavor palette would be, and then I also have to consider the community I'm going to cook for. So what is it that they like, and what are they familiar with? And also, does it work? In many cases for me, if it works up in my brain, if you will, it works on plate. And a lot of the things I do is I only do it once or twice, and I don't need to do it again. So I create all my stuff on my own.
Do you kind of, though, think about what grows? So like we're in Phoenix. Do you think about what grows in Phoenix and our seasonal vegetables? So do you look at in the summer, maybe, I know you said you love blue corn and like to work with that, but for right now, would you look at things that we grow locally, seasonally, like citrus, and incorporate some of that versus just purchasing everything?
Yeah, and what I liked about the Native Health Community Garden at that time was I was able to utilize a lot of the products that were grown. And it's that moment where I said to myself, those are the best products. So anything that local growers have, anything that they're over abundantly grown on and they don't know where to take that, those are the ingredients I love to use, and I would hope to cross path with another community garden that has abundance of veggies and fruit and everything, and you name it.
So I know that you've recently left your job as a corporate chef.
Yes.
And I know that you're embarking on this super exciting new adventure.
Yes.
And what is it? Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, I enjoy my chef life. I enjoy what I've done for my previous experiences at this job. But the one thing I really, really enjoy right now is trying to be better person to my community, and that's here in the Phoenix area. I'm hoping to grasp the community back home on the reservation. But right now what I'm working on is a business where I'm the food cultural educator in many forms. I do cooking demos. Right now I'm showcasing more healthy food options and how to introduce our ancestral foods into the recipes of our everyday diet. And I'm currently planning to showcase my cookies at a larger scale in local Native American owned properties here in the Valley. So I'm trying to expand a little bit in that area, and it's a working process.
So you've gone out on your own, and your people are able to contract with you and do different things, whether it's cooking demos or dinners or events.
Yes, I've just recently, cool. I just recently did a 3-course Indigenous inspired dinner for a few residents here in the Valley, and I was able to showcase every dish with a storyline. And I think that was the most empowering thing for me to do at that moment.
I mean, I've known you a long time, way back when, and I've seen you grow and do so many amazing things with your family, with your life, with your career, and super excited.
Thank you.
Your journey is so exciting.
Native Health has always been my ultimate supporter, in little things to big things, and I can't be more excited to venture off. You being the very first support in my first day adventure for the Chef Nella's in Innovative Creations.
So excited.
So that has definitely opened the first step for success for me. So thank you so much.
So like any ideas on, without spilling any beans, so to speak, any cool recipes that you're thinking of without saying too much?
Oh gosh.
Or the cookies are the big thing right now?
Well, I want the cookies to be the biggest thing because
Okay.
they're very healthy cookies. Like I said, they're super
really good.
cookies. Yeah, they're super cookies. And they're good with hot coffee, which is my favorite. They're good with our traditional Navajo tea. And overall, it's just it's a good breakfast cookie. In my eyes, it's a really good breakfast cookie.
It's good, and it's not too sweet. It's not too sweet. It's
not too sweet.
It's really subtle.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, my husband loved them.
Yeah.
I took a couple for him, and he loved them and said, "They're not too sweet. I love these."
Yeah.
So
they're not too sweet, and that's my goal. I don't want to make them sweet. I mean, my husband doesn't eat sweet cookies, so in a way, he's my little test guy, so I had to make sure he liked it. But some of the cool things I'm doing right now is I'm trying to find recipes that only take up to 5 steps just to make that ingredient happen, just to make that food happen. And 5 steps. That's it.
That sounds like a lot.
It's not a lot. The reason why I say it's not a lot is because if my little ones can do it, I think anybody can. It's really just stuff that you have in your kitchen that makes up that 5 steps.
So Denella, what kind of new projects are you working on, if you can say?
The new projects I have, like I mentioned before, I really want to make my cookies available around the valley, not just in one location. So that's the biggest project I have right now. The second project is I'm working on a culinary cooking class for the youth. And that's going to be something, a program that's going to be built into where we can focus on inspired chefs. We have a lot of culinary programs on the reservation, and those graduates, culinarians that go into the workforce here in the valley, I want to be able to hopefully educate them on the environment they step into, and also educate them on how our indigenous foods is very important to recognize in the culinary field, that it's not much spoken of in the culinary world, and that they have the opportunity to hold that to their value as a Native American individual, and they are representing not only themselves but our people and our ancestors. So this would give us the ability to walk head high in the kitchen. It's really hard being a Native American individual and walking into the culinary world that is placed here in the valley. We do come across challenges, and we do come across individuals that look at us in a different way. But the crazy thing is, they don't know how resilient we are. They don't know what we carry on our shoulders, and they definitely don't know where we came from. And my culinary journey these past couple of years, I think that's probably the most important thing I told myself, is that I can withstand the hot kitchen. I can withstand the stress. I can withstand the pressure of the kitchen. And just because of how I was built at a very young age, the way I was treated in my mom's kitchen, or the exposure I had at a very young age coming from the reservation. So it really builds a lot of us. And it's just a reminder, don't forget where you came from. When you go into the culinary world, you're going to face a lot of challenges. You're going to face a lot of pushbacks. But never forget where you're coming from.
I agree with everything you said. I think that I think indigenous cooking and ingredients are becoming more accepted or more popular. I'm seeing a lot more of that, a lot more activity. Just looking and reading different things in the cookbooks and the media on it. Do you agree, or do you?
I agree. I mean, it's been about 5 years or so since I really went 360 with the garden work and acknowledged my place in the culinary world. 5 years ago, I was looking at becoming a chef de cuisine. That was kind of my goal, to push myself to get to that level. But somewhere along the way, our cultural food has opened my eyes and told myself that, okay, if we're so aware of ourselves in our cultural foods, and then you find a chef that operates a corporate kitchen and they want to incorporate that kind of food, there's two different perspectives. There's my perspective coming off the reservation. I carry respect, I carry appreciation, I carry acknowledgement of the process it takes to get that to your table. But then there's another perspective where it's just seen as value. It's just seen as a way to get in on the wave and say, yes, we do support the Native American community through this. And I attended an event one time, and they were featuring tepary bean, and they cooked it, but it wasn't cooked great. It wasn't cooked the way it was supposed to be cooked. So I can only think that we're disrespecting that food at that point. The chef at that point isn't aware of the food product. For you to be aware of something that you put on plate, you have to know where it came from. You have to acknowledge it. And that's kind of something I've always told myself is I need to have that acknowledgement, and I also need to have that that acceptance for me to offer this food to my community, and also to carry it, to utilize it in my business. And I think I had a lot of validation through, in this case, the Otham Nation. When I was at Desert Diamond, I would cook for them in the steakhouse. When I knew they were there, I would cook for them, and I went to them directly and I said, "Listen, I'm using this particular food item from your nation. What do you think? Did I cook it right?" I literally had to ask him, "Did I cook it right? Is it something that you would accept?" And all my validations at the time were, "It's great. I'm thankful that you're able to utilize it this way."
So I know we're almost out of time. So how can listeners learn more about you, what you're doing? How can they contact you? What's the name of your business? All that stuff. Well,
I'm currently on Instagram at Nella's Creations, and that's NELLASKREATION. Follow me on Instagram, and
so they can DM you on Instagram.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I have all my available contacts on Instagram. I'm not completely social to where I have a Facebook yet, or I don't have a website. I'm getting there, but for now it's Instagram.
So DM on Nella's Creations with an N for Nella, K for Creations.
Yes.
And so if people want to learn more or book you for classes, if I want to have a dinner party, lots of great stuff like tepary beans and wheat berries.
It's
and blue corn.
As small as if you want to have my blue corn cookies for breakfast at your next AM meeting, just give me a call.
Okay.
It's that easy.
Okay. I really appreciate you coming in. I know you're super busy with your new venture.
Thank you.
We're so excited, and you've done such a tremendous job. I know you did our dinner for Bank of America, Native American Professional Network, the entrepreneurship, and I heard such great feedback on that.
Thank you.
And you've really done such a tremendous job. So congratulations on your next step, and
thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and 90.7 FM KRDP. Our executive producer is Susan Levy, sound engineer is Javier Quiroga, and our host is Lanasha Puadi. We hope you will tune in again next week. If you have any questions, please reach us at nativetalkaz@listen2krdp.com.